Talking about spring cleaning, but it's the perfect time not only to reset your home, but your mind as well. I'm talking about Stress Awareness Month and ways to give yourself an energy boost. If you've been feeling a little burnout over the winter months, Mindset and Resilience Coach Chazz Scott joins us this morning to talk about ways you can kind of tidy up your thoughts. Obviously, springtime, is a good time to kind of look around your house and, maybe kind of clean things up. I would imagine, though, once you do that, it's a good time to kind of look inward as well, too. Talk about the difference between, like, winter months and spring when it comes to people's state of mind.
Absolutely. So I first want to start off with a story. So in my book, Success Starts Within, in 2017, I was burnt out, I was depressed, waking up to a job that was just paying the bills, and there was a lot of negative thoughts. And I was stressed, and I didn't have sort of the emotional resilience to manage my life demands as well as the distractions. And in that time, I started to realize I needed to change internally in order for me to have a clear mind and have clarity in my life.
So when you look at ways to de-stress, I get the sense sometimes that doesn't mean just ignoring things.
Right.
Because you can't just kind of walk around, with rainbow-colored glasses and thinking all the world's, your oyster. You do need to be aware of the challenges in your life. But how do you, on the one hand, be realistic about what's going on in your life, but on the other hand, filter it in a way that you can move forward with your life? You're not constantly weighed down by it.
Absolutely. So I went to Hampton University and I studied computer science, and there's this term called garbage in, garbage out, which basically means if you throw garbage data into a database, you're going to get garbage output. So that means we need to be careful about the things that we're taking into our minds and bodies, right? So if you eat foods that aren't necessarily nutritious or junk food, guess what? Your body isn't going to have the energy to do the things that you need to do for your goals and dreams. Same thing with your mind. You need to ensure that you're doing the things daily to give yourself the nourishment, the inspiration to have a clear mind and be motivated to overcome your adversities.
So give me a telltale sign to you. What's the difference between somebody just dealing with life's normal ups and downs to somebody who's like really dealing with a stress that's impacting their health?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, for me, one of the things that I think is critically important is having certain habits that ensure that when adversities come, you're able to maintain your emotional regulation and maintain your overall balance. Having a morning routine. Exercising, increasing that dopamine, that feel-good hormone, as well as ensuring that you're taking care of your mental thoughts, right? There was a lot of negative thoughts back in 2017 I was managing. And on top of that, I had a full-time job, I was a brother, I was a son, wearing so many different hats. What do we need to do for ourselves? There are certain habits and techniques that can get you to stop thinking so negative and focus on the positive. Now, that doesn't mean being Pollyannish about your life. That means knowing that there's issues that I need to deal with and staying optimistic and then looking at them and then going towards them and overcoming them.
Right, and because a lot of times when you've got a lot of things going on, you feel like you're in a constant fire drill. A lot of people find different ways to produce their own. I love listening to music.
Yes.
The best kind of music can put me in the best kind of mood no matter what's going on. What are some other ways people can find ways to kind of, on their own, trigger good feelings?
Absolutely. One of the best things that I do before I head out of the office or head into work is ensuring that I'm feeding my mind. An audiobook. A great book. Success Starts Within.
Oh, I like how you did that.
Just a plug. And then on top of that, you're right. Listening to great music that makes you feel good. And then most importantly, what are you doing mentally and spiritually for your spiritual health, whether it be prayer or meditation before you head out into the workplace?
All right, we're going to wrap it up, but before we do, this is how you do the plug. Got to hold that sucker up high here. The book is Success Starts Within. Chazz Scott joining us live in studio this morning. Some great tips. Hope you have a happy spring.
Thanks, Tom.
Maureen will send it over to you.